But investigators say that one of the gunmen involved in this case was found with shell casings related to an attempt to shoot and kill Jones last October. Police say this surveillance video capturing the shooting death of Charles Jones, Foolio, in June is a crucial piece to a long story. What's new in these court documents? Gathright was arrested during a traffic stop in Jacksonville, where investigators say officers found a Glock 9mm pistol, a rifle, and 9 spent rifle casings. Detectives say those spent casings matched 2 different shootings before Jones's death, a separate homicide in May, and a shooting last October in what investigators say was an attempt to kill Jones then.
In a shocking twist, recent investigations into the attempted assassination of rapper Foolio have revealed that one of the suspects, Sean Gathright, had already been involved in a failed attempt to take Foolio's life just last year, in 2023. This revelation has sent shockwaves through the community, raising questions about the ongoing threats against the rapper and the escalating violence surrounding his name. Today, we uncover the details of both attempts on Foolio's life, tracing the dangerous paths that led Sean Gathright back into the crosshairs of justice. 2 months have passed since the tragic murder of rapper Foolio, leaving fans in a state of shock and searching for answers. On July 28th, those answers began to surface when Tampa police released startling surveillance footage capturing the chilling moments leading up to Foolio's death.
Well, we have some new information tonight about the targeted gang-related killing of a rapper in Tampa back in June. Court documents now shed some new light on the investigation of 5 people who came all the way from Jacksonville to murder the rapper as he celebrated his birthday in the Tampa Bay area.
The footage, taken from a shared parking lot between a Hilton and Holiday Inn in Tampa, reveals 3 individuals armed with a handgun and 2 rifles, stealthily approaching the hotel with lethal intent. The camera records the trio, Sean Gathright and the Murphy cousins, Rashad and Davian Murphy, as they close in on Foolio's car, parked just outside the hotel. Suddenly, the assailants open fire, unleashing a barrage of bullets at the vehicle. Foolio, seated in the front passenger seat, attempts to escape, but the gunfire is relentless, continuing even as the car tries to speed away. The brutal attack left Foolio and 3 others in the vehicle critically injured. The suspects were later seen fleeing the scene, but the damage had already been done. Police soon identified the suspects as Alicia Andrews and Isaiah Chance, both 21 and 18-year-old Sean Gathright, who had been directly involved in the shooting. Tampa Police Chief Lee Burkaw revealed that the suspects meticulously planned the attack, using Foolio's social media posts to track his movements throughout the night. Foolio was tragically killed on June 23, 2024, just days after celebrating his birthday.
Detectives used footage from the scene, license plate readers, and phone logs to identify 2 vehicles and link them back to the suspects. Furthermore, it was found that the shooters are members of or affiliated with rival gangs of Jones that go by ATK and 1200. Jones was part of the 6 Block gang. Detectives believe that the ATK and the 1200 worked together to target Jones as part of an ongoing feud in Jacksonville. I want to send a clear message to anyone that the city of Tampa is not where you want to come to settle a dispute.
On June 14th, Foolio had excitedly shared details of his birthday plans on Instagram, including an Airbnb pool party on June 21st and his official birthday celebration at Club Teaser in Tampa on June 22nd. Concerns were already mounting among fans, as it was uncharacteristic for Foolio to reveal his location so openly. Over the years, Foolio had amassed numerous adversaries, making him a prime target. In 2021, he narrowly escaped a brazen attack, where assailants fired nearly 100 rounds at him as he exited a recording studio, leaving him with only a minor leg injury.
Whole clip on my dad, stop playing with me. I didn't get hit, I got grazed in the leg. Stop playing. On trading, I had my whole clip.
Another incident in July 2020 saw him involved in a shooting in Texas, underscoring the perilous life he led. One particularly harrowing episode resulted in Foolio sustaining severe injuries after being ambushed near a gas station close to Paxson School for Advanced Studies. He suffered a gunshot wound and multiple fractures in his foot. Following several surgeries at a Jacksonville hospital, Foolio took legal action against the facility, alleging that they had leaked his location. We will come back to this incident. Given these close brushes with death, Foolio had been exceedingly cautious about sharing his whereabouts. Thus, it came as a shock when he publicly posted the address of his birthday party. To celebrate the occasion, Foolio and his entourage rented an Airbnb in Tampa for the weekend. However, in a critical lapse of judgment, he shared an open invitation to the party on his Instagram story, encouraging everyone to join the festivities.
We came deep and fuck for my birthday, man. Everybody come like a spell. No count, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We deep as hell. We deep as hell, 20 deep.
The gathering at the Airbnb lasted a mere 2 hours. Foolio posted videos on Instagram, capturing the lively atmosphere with drinks, women, and laughter. The energy was palpable, with everyone immersed in the celebration. Unbeknownst to them, Foolio's enemies were watching and scheming. Just an hour into the party, the police arrived. The landlord, alerted to the raucous event, decided to shut it down, forcing Foolio and his crew to leave. Undeterred, Foolio made another risky decision by posting a flyer on Instagram for a nearby club, once again sharing the location with his followers. According to law enforcement, 2 suspects, Isaiah Chance and Alicia Andrews, were tracking Foolio during this time. Using their phones to coordinate, they followed him to multiple locations. When Foolio reached the club, he continued to post updates, revealing his exact position inside, allowing his adversaries ample time to plan their attack. After leaving the club, Foolio and his group gathered in the parking lot as his manager searched for a place to stay. They eventually decided on a nearby Holiday Inn. However, the suspects remained in pursuit, with a second vehicle joining in to ensure they were never out of sight. Upon arriving at the hotel, one of the suspects' cars circled Foolio's parked vehicle twice before opening fire. The meticulous planning and execution of this attack indicated that it was not a random act of violence, but a calculated attempt on Foolio's life. In the aftermath of the murder, the police held a press conference to detail how they identified the suspects.
Stop right there. Lift your shirt up. Turn. Do a 360. What? Just listen to us. We'll talk about it. Keep going. Keep going. Turn. Turn. Now walk back to the sound of my voice. Come on. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming.
Utilizing evidence gathered from the crime scene, law enforcement initiated their arrests. On a bleak, rainy afternoon, the SWAT team moved in to apprehend Sean Gathright. Body cam footage captured Gathright standing with his hands raised, fully compliant as officers handcuffed him. Detectives also turned to social media, uncovering posts and messages that linked Gathright to 2 additional suspects, Alicia Andrews and Isaiah Chance Jr. Both had been seen with Gathright in the days leading up to the murder, with their social media activity suggesting involvement in the plot.
Keep coming. Keep coming. Stop. Stop. Turn around. Keep your hands up. Turn around. Hands up. Keep your hands up. Hands up. Don't reach for your waist. Do not reach for your waist. Look at me. Back up for me. Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up. All right, go to your knees. Put your hands behind your back. Stay there. Stay there. Don't move. Isaiah? Isaiah? Stand up.
Next, the officers moved to apprehend Isaiah Chance Jr. During a heavy downpour, they surrounded his residence, armed with large rifles, and ordered him to comply. Chance was promptly identified and detained.
Keep walking, keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. Keep walking. Now turn around. Put your hands behind your back. Is there anybody else inside?
The final arrest was of Alicia Andrews. She emerged from the same location as Chance, hands raised, and was immediately handcuffed. Both suspects were taken into custody and later booked at the station. The sheriff's office subsequently released their mugshots. The charges were grave, reflecting the severity of their crimes. Alicia Andrews and Isaiah Chance Jr. faced charges of premeditated first-degree murder with a firearm and conspiracy to commit premeditated first-degree murder with a firearm, underscoring the belief that this murder was not only planned, but carried out with lethal intent. It is interesting to notice one thing. Sean Gathright already had a go at Julio's life once before. Remember when we mentioned that Julio Foolio survived a hit and got hit in the foot? Sean Gathright was linked to that previous attempt on Julio Foolio's life in October 2023. During a traffic stop, investigators found shell casings in Gathright's vehicle that matched those from an earlier shooting aimed at Foolio.
Gathright was arrested during a traffic stop in Jacksonville, where investigators say officers found a Glock 9mm pistol, a rifle, and 9 spent rifle casings. Detectives say those spent casings matched 2 different shootings before Jones's death, a separate homicide in May and a shooting last October in what investigators say was an attempt to kill Jones then.
This evidence connected Gathright to a prior attempt to kill the rapper, in addition to his involvement in the fatal shooting in June 2024. Sean Gathright is facing some serious charges. He's been slapped with 2 counts of premeditated murder with a firearm, 3 counts of attempted premeditated murder with a firearm, and tampering with evidence. Those extra attempted murder charges make it clear that Gathright wasn't just involved in Foolio's death, he was also tied to the attempted murder of the 3 others who got injured in the attack. But the story doesn't end there. The authorities are still chasing down Rashad Murphy and Davion Murphy, both of whom have been charged with first-degree murder and 3 counts of attempted first-degree murder. There are warrants out for their arrest, and the police are asking the public to share any info that might help catch them. At a press conference, the cops mentioned that the suspects they've already arrested are members of the infamous ATK gang and 1200.
Detectives believe that the ATK and the 1200 worked together to target Jones as part of an ongoing feud in Jacksonville. I want to send a clear message to anyone that the city of Tampa is not where you want to come to settle a dispute.
They also confirmed that Foolio's murder is linked to the ongoing beef in Jacksonville. While this shocked some people, those in the know about the local hip-hop scene were already aware of the violent rivalry between gangs in the area. Since Julio's death, it was clear that this case was going to move fast. There's been plenty of evidence, and with the case being so high profile, it was only a matter of time before things started to wrap up. Recently, we've gotten some big updates, and it looks like the police have pretty much everything they need. We're about to break it all down piece by piece. On August 3rd, 2024, the state attorney's office filed a motion to keep Isaiah Chance, also known as Gutazay, in custody. The motion revealed that he, along with 4 accomplices, allegedly traveled from Jacksonville to Tampa with the intent to kill Foolio. This filing introduced crucial new details and evidence which we will now examine in detail. Isaiah and Elisa traveled to Tampa the day before the murder in a silver Chevy Cruze, while Sean, Rashad, and Davion were in a black Chevy Impala. License plate readers meticulously tracked their journey between the 2 cities, and detectives began searching for vehicles matching these descriptions. They quickly identified a black 2008 Chevy LTZ registered to Sean Gathright's mother and a 2018 silver Chevy Cruze registered to a woman who shares an address with Rashad Murphy's sibling, who is currently incarcerated. Investigators determined that the group departed Jacksonville around the same time Foolio was posting about his Airbnb party on Instagram. Surveillance footage captured Isaiah and Elisa following Foolio to 2 separate clubs. At each location, they exited their vehicle, and Isaiah used Elisa's phone to coordinate with Sean. Video evidence showed Sean's black Chevy Impala arriving at both clubs, confirming their coordination. Foolio was then escorted to a hotel in a 3-car convoy. While he was there, Isaiah and Elisa were seen driving by Foolio's parked car twice. A Tesla's Sentry mode recorded both suspect vehicles as well as the shooters approaching on foot. The first shooter was clad in a mask, dark military boots, ripped jeans, a black belt, and a hoodie. He carried a Glock with an extended magazine. The second shooter, tall and slim, wore a dark blue hoodie and black pants. His light skin was visible above his mask and between his gloves and sleeves. He was armed with an AR-15. The third shooter, heavier and dressed entirely in black with an orange ski mask, also carried an AR-15. The first shooter fired the initial shots, and detectives observed muzzle flashes and impacts on Foolio's car windshield. The Glock was equipped with a switch for automatic fire. Detectives recovered 9mm shell casings from the scene, but found no rifle rounds, thanks to the shell catchers. License plate readers tracked the suspects' vehicles as they returned to Jacksonville, while Foolio's car headed east towards Polk County. Both vehicles were flagged as wanted in connection with the felony. 3 days later, Gwinnett County, Georgia deputies attempted to pull over the silver Cruze. The driver, later identified as Rashad Murphy, fled on foot but was apprehended and charged with obstruction. The damage to the Cruze matched what was captured in Tampa surveillance footage, confirming its involvement in the murder. On the same day, the Chevy Impala was also located. Detectives interviewed a family member of Sean Gathright, who confirmed that Sean had planned to visit that night. The witness reported that Sean had driven the black Impala, had dinner with friends, and intended to return to Jacksonville. However, Sean returned in a gold Toyota 4Runner, also registered to his mother. The witness consented to a review of home camera footage, which showed Sean arriving in black clothing, wiping down the Impala, transferring bags to the garage, and then loading them into the Toyota. Later that night, Sean was stopped in Jacksonville. The sheriff detected the smell of marijuana and conducted a search of the Toyota. Inside, they found a Glock in the center console, a bag containing 223 live bullets and 9 spent casings, and a 9mm barrel with a Glock firing pin. Even though the barrel, pin, and Glock didn't match the casings from Foolio's murder, the spent rifle casings tied back to 2 other shootings. One was a homicide in Jacksonville, and the other was a previous attempt on Foolio's life when he was shot in the foot. This means Sean isn't only facing charges for Foolio's murder, but is also connected to evidence from an earlier failed attempt on Foolio. The day after Sean was arrested, authorities executed a search warrant at his home. Inside, they discovered a gun safe containing multiple rifles, one of which had a brass catcher attached. They also found 2 spent 9mm casings that matched those from Foolio's crime scene. Sean had not only kept the casings from the alleged attempt on Foolio, but also from the actual murder. However, the murder weapon itself was not found. Next, a search warrant was executed at Isaiah's residence, where police found a Glock with an extended magazine, a Glock manual, and notes about Glock switches. While this Glock didn't match the murder weapon, a poster in Isaiah's bedroom disparaged Foolio's gang. When Rashad Murphy was arrested in Georgia, he had an iPhone with a photo of Davin Murphy's ID, linking the two. There was also a photo of black military-style boots, matching the ones worn by the first shooter who used the Glock with the switch. Screenshots of an Airbnb confirmation and Rashad's ID revealed that he had rented a place just 1.3 miles from the scene of Foolio's murder. Ring camera footage from the property showed Alicia arriving the day before the murder. On the day of the crime, Isaiah was seen leaving with a champagne glass. Davian was carrying a bag to the parking lot, and Isaiah and Sean were seen passing by several times. Rashad was the only one not captured on camera. The Airbnb was paid for through a Cash App account named Rich Off War, belonging to Isaiah. While Rashad booked the place, Isaiah covered the cost. The Airbnb's Ring camera also recorded a gray SUV lingering in the background as the suspects left. This SUV was identified as an Uber, and the driver, who later became a key witness, was hired to drive from Tampa to Jacksonville. He picked up 3 individuals and dropped them off at Sean's house. Sean's home also had security cameras, which captured Rashad, Isaiah, and Alicia getting out of the Uber. Witness number 2 confirmed their identities and their presence at the Airbnb. Footage from Sean's home security system showed Isaiah and Sean loading large bags, likely containing rifles, into the black Chevy before heading to Tampa. Warrants for each suspect's phones revealed Rashad traveled to Tampa without his phone, but his phone records showed a Walmart visit the night before. Walmart surveillance captured him in the same outfit, including the military boots, as the shooter who used the Glock with the switch. Rashad's left-handedness matched the shooter's profile. Alicia's phone data showed her traveling to Tampa, arriving at the Airbnb, and even visiting McDonald's. Surveillance footage from McDonald's showed her in the front passenger seat with Davion driving. After being read her rights, Alicia claimed she and Isaiah were in the back seat and didn't know who was driving. Her phone tracked her back to the Airbnb before she went to the club. Surveillance videos confirmed she communicated with Sean and was at both clubs. Her iCloud records revealed she shared her location with Sean 3 times while they tracked Foolio. All 3, Isaiah, Sean, and Davion, were tracked by cell phone GPS to every location involved. Sean's phone revealed he was messaging someone, asking them to contact someone with Foolio to get their location. After the murder, Sean sent a message saying, "I'm coming home. My thirst is quenched. Pop a bottle of Don Julio today." After being read her rights, Alicia admitted to being in the footage and stated that Isaiah was driving while they tracked Foolio. She confessed that she allowed Isaiah to use her phone to talk to Sean, but denied knowledge of the murder. Alicia's statements were inconsistent, and she was caught lying several times during the interview. She claimed they only went to the clubs to check out the entrance fees, but surveillance footage contradicted this. She also admitted to being at the murder scene, but insisted they were just lost and did not know the victims. As the pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place, the evidence against Sean, Isaiah, Rashad, and their accomplices painted a chilling picture of a meticulously planned and executed crime. From tracking Foolio's movements to coordinating their attack across multiple locations, the suspects left a trail of digital and physical clues that detectives expertly pieced together. The use of advanced technology, from license plate readers to surveillance cameras, combined with the suspects' own social media activity, sealed their fate. Despite their efforts to cover their tracks, from wiping down vehicles to stashing evidence, the net of justice tightened around them. What started as a birthday celebration for Foolio ended in a tragic, premeditated murder, leaving a lasting mark on the Jacksonville hip-hop scene. As the investigation continues and the remaining suspects are pursued, the case serves as a stark reminder of the dangerous reality that some artists face, where rivalries and violence too often intertwine with their careers. The justice system has begun to catch up with those responsible, but the echoes of this tragedy will undoubtedly resonate long after the final verdict is delivered.